And oh my gosh, can I just say, I am in absolute awe of what they do here. It is incredible, honestly. Right, so I am just gonna start a vlog simply because tomorrow and Tuesday, so Monday and Tuesday, I've got something really important happening, which I think not many people have had a chance. So finally actually starting some work experience at Maidstone and Tunbridge Wells Hospital. I'm gonna be shadowing, I think, a consultant pediatrician. I think I'm gonna be shadowing, I don't actually know what I'm gonna be doing there. But I am really grateful for this opportunity and I want to take you guys along. So I'm starting a vlog today, which is on a Sunday. It is really hot. It's currently 8 o'clock. I just spent 4 hours in the car going into and out of London. That's a whole nother story for another video, but I'm excited because tomorrow I'm going to be at the hospital at 8:15, 8:15 in the morning. I'm going to take you guys along. I don't know what I'm going to film, I have no idea, but I'm just going to take the camera and see what happens. I'm going to ask if I can film. If I can't, then well, I'll talk to you guys like this instead. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Oh, by the way, this is a new lens, so I don't know if you watched my previous videos, but I originally had it like, that was the widest, or sorry, yeah, widest focal length I had, but now, look at that. So wide, so don't get used to it, it's just so cool, look at that. And good morning, it is Monday the 19th of July, the day the government's supposed to announce that COVID restrictions to be lifted. It is really early, so I apologise. Still on my first cup of coffee. Just about 6:15 now. I've got to be in the hospital by 8:15, which means I've got to leave here around 7:45, which gives me just enough time to get in a 30-minute road cycle before I leave. So that is what I'm going to do now. But first I'm going to drink this cup of coffee because otherwise I just won't do anything. That's good, that's good, not bad. For those of you who cycle, I did say I'd get a road bike, or at least go road cycling, but I whipped out a mountain bike. That's because road bikes are expensive, and it's either that or camera gear, so we do what we can with what we have. Anyway, catch you up in a bit. And we are back, That was probably the best cycle I've had in a long while. Oh, just an amazing way to start the day. Take this off, they're fogging up. Anyway, I'm gonna go get a shower, get dressed, get something to eat, and then we're heading off to the hospital. Let's see what it's going to be like. I don't know what to expect, but I'll take you guys along. Anyway, see you guys in a bit. I'm going to go shower and dressed. Okay, peace out. So we're just driving now to the hospital. I can't look because I'm still learning to drive. But we'll probably be there in around, what do you think, 10-15 minutes? My dad's just holding the camera, so bear with us for a sec. Okay, I'll catch you guys up when we get to the hospital.
Later.
Hey all, welcome back. Sorry I couldn't get much information or take you along anywhere today. Hospital's right there, by the way. Big building or hospital. So what happened was I pretty much arrived as the time I said I would, so 8:15. And it was really interesting just actually joining the medics and the doctors on their ward rounds. I think that was quite interesting. I'm currently on a lunch break, so I've only got like 30 minutes to speak to you and eat my Costa Panini. They are the best. And yeah, I'm just going to update you from here because I can't actually take you in there. But it was really fascinating watching the doctors work. I think the most poignant thing that I thought was just watching the ward rounds and seeing how the doctors interact with their patients. It's just incredible. I was also lucky enough to shadow a med student, currently shadowing her, watching her do the histories and actually being in contact with patients, which is really weird, which I didn't actually expect to get, but actually just joining the medics on the ward rounds and how they talk to each other, how they work as a team is just also really incredible. It's really busy, I have to admit. They've got 24 patients in the peds or pediatrics ward. In the main pediatrics ward, and we've got to do the rounds, spend the whole morning from 9 until 12 actually just going around doing the ward rounds, talking with patients, seeing what it's like. And I just love it. It's just incredible to watch it work, and it's actually quite tiring. I've been on my feet non-stop since 9:30 this morning, since we had the handover. So the handover is what happens at the start of every day. So I don't know, it's different for each department, but for pediatrics at this hospital, it's 8:30, we have a handover, so the night shift team pass on the patients to the morning team, and we discuss how the patients are doing, the 22 odd patients, how they're doing, how they're coping. There's a mosquito on the lens, move. And we just discuss it, and then we split into teams, and we each do the ward rounds, so go around talking to each of the individual patients. That's really cool. I just thought that was really interesting. And I was having this conversation with a doctor about a patient. Of course I can't disclose any information because of confidentiality reasons, but it's quite an interesting ethical scenario where the treatment that we're providing is life-saving, literally, but it goes against the patient's own wishes. However, if the patient is deemed as not capable of making their own decisions, they lose the right to take their own decisions, and so the doctor is allowed to enforce treatment only because it's life-saving. So I don't think it was these exact words. I might not even put this in a video because it's so really dodgy ground and I'm not really sure about it, but just how do you deal with tricky situations where the treatment that the patient needs is literally to save their life? I can't disclose if it's his or her, and what do you do if they don't actually want that treatment? You know, it's really tricky, and I just found it really interesting how the doctors deal with it, you know. Anyway, the summer is actually here finally. It's really hot, really sunny. I'm gonna tuck into this food. I'm sorry I can't take you guys in there. I'm really sorry. The doctors there are amazing. They're really cool, really great talking to them. I'm asking loads of questions. I'm really enjoying it. I might do something proper when I get home. But just as a quick update, just to let you know what's going on. And yeah, I'll chat with you guys again as soon as I get out in a couple of hours, or 3 hours even. Right, peace out. Hey there, so literally just got home. It's now just gone past 5. Just got back from the hospital, and wow, what a day it has been. Honestly, I've never been surrounded by doctors so densely ever in my life, and I am absolutely grateful for the experience I had today. So since lunch, I mean, I have to be honest with you, there was quite a lot of waiting for something to happen. So I made the most of that by just entering conversations with doctors and just learning about their experiences and what they think about the NHS. And it was absolutely incredible just to see the different opinions by doctors. And man, wow, I couldn't recommend this to anyone more who thinks they want to get into medicine, because honestly, the experience and the value of entering a conversation with doctors, with the multitude of doctors and their opinions, is just great. So what happened was, I got back from lunch, had like 30 minutes for lunch, and I went back and I just followed around patients, or should I say better, doctors. I just followed around doctors who were taking care of patients, seeing what patients were, how they were doing, just taking histories, you know, many histories today. I listened to many histories, and I gotta say guys, it is tiring. I got there today at around 8:15, as you saw, and I've been on my feet non-stop since then. I had like 30 minutes for lunch, but that was it. And at the end, by the way, there was something so incredible. I got a chance to watch a doctor do an ultrasound scan on a baby like the size of that, like not much bigger than my hand, and like so small, and so like it seemed so fragile, and oh my gosh, I just can't explain how crazy it was. We just watched the doctor do the ultrasound scan of his heart, and you could see clearly the really weird structures, and he like guided us, showing what this is, just like orienting us through the ultrasound scan of the heart. Oh man, it was just incredible, honestly. Damn, I just can't explain. I'm really tired right now to demonstrate, but it's just incredible, like how just like easily and effortlessly the doctors approach the patients and just get everything done. It's a lot of moving around from place to place. It's like a hurry up and wait. As soon as something interesting is happening, I'm like running around trying to get there. But it was absolutely worth it, honestly. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I will catch you guys up in Le Demain. Is that French? I don't know. I'll catch you guys up tomorrow morning. Alright. See you guys. So good morning. It is day 2 of my work experience placement. It's Tuesday right now. It's quite early. I think it's around 6:30. I'm not going cycling today because I've got to be at the hospital at 8 rather than 8:30, so I don't have that much time today. I'm going to go there, see if I can hopefully get into a surgery, but I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go there and go with the flow and try to get as much out of it as I possibly can. So yeah, I will update you guys as soon as I have something new to share. See you soon. Finally on the way to the hospital. Hey y'all, I'm just going to do this quickly on my phone because I'm in the hospital and I don't want to get the big camera out because there may be cameras watching around here. So just got out of my first surgery. I was watching it. I didn't actually do anything, I just watched, but my gosh, it was amazing. Honestly, the most incredible thing I've ever seen. First one was a so-called a laparoscopic appendectomy. So that's a keyhole surgery to remove the appendix. And the other one was a hernia repair. And oh my gosh, can I just say, I am in absolute awe of what they do here. It is incredible, honestly. Hey there, just come back from the hospital. Boy, what a day. In the morning, so from around 8 to 9 o'clock, we did some ward rounds with the surgery team this time. Not the peds, not the pediatrics, but the surgeons. With the consultant surgeon. We just went around seeing patients, seeing how they were doing, checking on them. This was just after the handover meeting, which took about 30 minutes. And then I asked if I could go sit in a surgery. So this guy that was seeing me, he took me to the operating theatre. And I just didn't leave for practically the whole day. So some guy showed me around to another guy, who introduced me to another guy, who introduced me to this doctor, who let me stay in the surgery. And I just watched 5 surgeries. Was it 4? I don't know. A lot of surgeries. And it was just amazing. I actually got to scrub in, got my little scrub cap and my scrubs. Oh my gosh, it was incredible to actually be in the operating theatre to watch what a surgery is. I spoke a lot with the anaesthetist who put people to sleep during the surgery, if you can put it that way. I don't know. Anyway, and I just learned so much. It's incredible how fast people go to sleep from injecting the I don't know what the chemical is that makes you go to sleep, but after injecting it, it's 5 seconds or 15 seconds, and it just sort of the patient just wipes out completely. And it's one of the things that it made me realize is how much trust that the patients have to have with us or with the doctors, simply because they're literally putting their lives in our hands and we're taking control over their body. It's weird to put it in words like this, but as soon as the patient is completely under anesthesia, they're paralyzed. A paralyzing drug is injected. I learned that today, and they can't do anything. So they're in complete submission to your doctor, to the surgeon, and to the team who's working around you. And that is just it made me really think. It just really struck me that. Another thing that was really interesting is that the surgeon, before every single surgery, he collects the group into one space and says, this is what we're doing, just briefs everyone to make sure that everyone understands what's actually going on. And that is actually really interesting. It makes perfect sense, right? But I guess it's just that part of teamwork and making sure that everyone understands, just of course to minimize confusion. Just the common communication before the surgeon actually did any procedure that could be potentially dangerous. He would ask the whole crew, the whole team, say, is everyone okay if I continue? Is everyone okay if I do this? Is everyone okay if I do that? And it's really interesting how communication and teamwork work so closely together like that. And I was really, really impressed at that. It was really, really interesting to watch. What else did I see? Oh yeah, so during the ward rounds, we went to a patient, to an elderly woman. We discussed that she needed an endoscopy. So that's, but by understanding, inserting a camera tube down to see what's going on in your digestive tract. And she was really scared. She started crying when the doctor told her that, when the consultant general surgeon said that to her. So we need to get you in the closet. And she started crying because she was, and she said she was really scared. Doctor, I'm scared. And I can't give out much information because of confidentiality, of course. But she said she was scared, and the way that the doctor went about it was so seamless and so elegant. I thought it was just beautiful. He just really reassuring, and his tone and his mannerisms, his approach was just incredible to that patient. Says he asked her why are you scared? What about it? Are you scared? And she said that, well, she didn't do it under anesthesia the last time. She wasn't sedated. She wasn't asleep, and it was really painful for her and really uncomfortable. That's why she was really scared. She didn't want to do it. But the doctor was just so reassuring to her, so reassuring. And the way he spoke, I think it just emphasizes how important that empathy is to know how your patient is feeling, and understand that how to approach the patient according to how they're feeling. And he was so reassuring. He said that, don't worry, this time I will make sure that you have it under anesthesia. And also his authority and tone is really reassuring. He used that authority to provide confidence. I thought that was incredible. Don't worry, you don't have to say anything. I will make sure that you get it done under anesthesia. That's what he said, of course. And I just thought that, wow, that's so much power in his voice and so much reassurance. And it was beautiful. I think that when you're a doctor and when you have a duty to your patient, that puts you in a position of authority, which can both be used and abused. And today I saw how beautifully it can be used to actually provide confidence and reassure the patients. I thought that was absolutely incredible. When we had finished with the consultation, she had a lovely smile on her face and was like, yeah, sure, I'll go ahead, And by that, we can actually provide the treatment and make the patient better and find out what's actually going wrong, I thought that was absolutely incredible. That's just some of my thoughts. Another thing which I found quite interesting was in the surgery, the patient was completely under anesthesia, under general anesthesia, so completely asleep, right? But the surgeon has to use local in some areas just to prevent pain afterwards, after the surgery. And after the surgery, when we were talking as a crew, or as a team even, the surgeon said, oh, can someone check on that patient, because I think I didn't use enough local anesthesia. And the anaesthetist offered to go and see. This was because the surgeon had to do some prep work and prep the team for the next surgery. And so I went along with the anaesthetist. He went along and he said, and the way he talked to the patient was so reassuring again. But what really struck me about this exchange was that I didn't know that anaesthetists had much of a role outside the operating theatre. I thought that was kind of interesting, the way that he went to the patient and the anaesthetist himself actually talked to the patient and reassured him afterwards. The patient was still really groggy because he had just come from general anesthesia. He had just awoken from the surgery. And I thought that was incredible, because that just made me realize how every part of the team, every team member is responsible for how the patient is feeling and how well, and for their welfare. And it's not that everyone has their own separate role to play. Even though that is somewhat true, it's also true that everyone has the same duty, which is to take care of the patient. Even though that the different cogs in a machine, each cog, I don't know how to put this in a metaphor, I don't know where that metaphor's going, but each cog has the same function, which is to make the patients better, despite which cog they are, despite what their function is. Their overall ultimate aim is to make the patient better. And if that means an anaesthetist goes and talks to the patient, because there's a very common misconception that anaesthetists don't actually do anything outside of putting people to sleep in the operating theatre, but he actually went out and talked to the patient and just reassured them that the surgery had gone well, that everything was as supposed to be, and just check if he was in any pain, because if he was, then the surgeon hadn't used enough local anesthesia. But luckily the patient was fine and we went back. But the exchange again between doctor and patient is just very delicate with the patient, and just speaking them in a sensitive way, just making sure that they feel reassured. So guys, this is pretty much the end of the vlog. I'm not going to add anything onto that because it's pretty late and I'm pretty tired, I'm going to be honest. Been up on my feet since 5:30 this morning, which is quite early for me for a gap year, but it's all worth it for what I saw today, for the people I met, for the people I talked to, for the contacts I made. Honestly, guys, if you can, please, please, please make every effort to get some clinical placement, a clinical placement, wherever that is. It will make the whole difference. It will do two things. It will either solidify that decision that you made to pursue medicine, or it will completely discourage you and you will never want to touch medicine again. It's very, very binary in that sense. At least I noticed that. For me, it was the former. It just made me want to get into it a lot more, into medicine a lot more. May not exactly be pleasant. To some people it may not be pleasant, but that is what medicine is, right? And I'm not going to go into any detail on that, but it's good because it gives you a reality check on what medicine is. Medicine isn't just fame and glory, but it's also the daily tasks of going around, doing ward rounds and all that kind of stuff. It's important to be objective whilst not losing the human touch. That's what I learned as well, and that's just something I want to pass on to you guys. So guys, I'm going to end the vlog there. I hope you enjoyed it. I've been talking for a few minutes now, and I don't want to make it even more boring for you guys, but this is what I learned from my experience. Let me know if you want me to do more of this sort of thing. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Please, if you want to get into medicine, do everything you can to get clinical placement somewhere. I know it's hard, especially during COVID, but if you do, it will add a lot of value to your life, and like I said, it will do one or two things. And which one of those two things is entirely up to you, and neither is wrong, let me just say, but it's good to make sure that this is what you want. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to leave it there. Subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.